As far as starting running backs, we got a couple guys on your list that aren't guys that have been on this list before.
Right, well, A.J. Dillon now is a virtual must-start, right, with Aaron Jones out probably until after Green Bay's bye. This is a guy who's going to bring potential borderline RB1 value, and this isn't even really about the matchup at all. It's more about volume. So Dillon should be in your lineup at the very worst as an RB2, and if you have depth because of Dillon's emergence now in Green Bay, maybe you try to flip him in a trade. I also like Myles Gaskin this week, and Jen, we know every other week with Gaskin. Last week he stunk. This week he's playing the Jets. Listen to this. This is insane, okay? The Jets, their defense, has given up more than 47 fantasy points per game to running backs in their last 4 weeks. 47! Like, that's insane. So Myles Gaskin has to be in your lineup. I'm also starting Elijah Mitchell, but keep tabs on his status. He's dealing with a finger injury. And then Michael Carter, also a really good play in PPR leagues against Miami.
Yeah, I like that call for Michael Carter. I think both sides of this game, the running back should definitely be started. You also like Josh Jacobs for Las Vegas, and I agree there. I'm definitely starting him in all my leagues. As far as who we're sitting, again, if we have the luxury, we understand a lot of injuries at the running back position, but who should we sit if we can?
Well, first off, I want to apologize. These are softballs. That's the way that the matchups lined up this week. So a lot of these guys are borderline flex plays. I'd probably sit all of them if I could. Devin Singletary is the first guy going up against the Indianapolis Colts. Last week, the Bills used a 3-man rotation. Like, we don't want that, all right? 2 is enough with Singletary and Zach Moss. But last week, they used Matt Breida as well. And the matchup's also not great against the Colts. They've given up the second fewest fantasy points per game, the running backs. I'm also sitting Jordan Howard. Now, Howard has become a startable asset over the last few weeks, but he's still splitting the touches with Boston Scott, and to a lesser degree, of course, Kenneth Gainwell. The matchup's not good against the Saints this week either. They've allowed the third fewest fantasy points to running backs. I'd also be sitting Devontae Freeman because Latavius Murray is back at practice. He could return for the Ravens this week. And Adrian Peterson, the running back to start in Tennessee right now, looks like Deonta Foreman. So once again, I apologize for the softballs because typically I like to give you some bigger names, but that's just not the way the matchup's set up at running back this week.